Tensions between Israelis and Palestinians have once again spilled into violence in East Jerusalem. Clashes broke out around Haram al-Sharif, or Temple Mount compound. Several Palestinians were arrested and dozens more were locked inside the Al-Aqsa mosque. Jackie Rowland joins us now from East Jerusalem. Jackie, just bring us up to speed with what's going on at the moment.
Well, at the moment, as you may be able to tell from the general atmosphere around me, the heightened tensions of the day have more or less subsided now. It's a lot quieter, although here in the Ras Al Amoud neighbourhood there are still at least half a dozen riot police not far from us, just keeping an eye on the situation. It really is a reminder of how quickly things can flare up here as well, and also how quickly they calm down again. And yet, in the intervening hours, we've seen several people arrested, several more people injured, and it really serves as a very important reminder to both Israelis and Palestinians that Al-Aqsa is and remains a serious flashpoint. Once again, smouldering tensions erupt into fury. Outside Al-Aqsa, police form a ring of steel, preventing worshippers from getting in. Inside the mosque, dozens of Palestinians stand their ground, enraged by what they see as a threat to this holy place. Nothing inflames passions in Jerusalem like Al-Aqsa Mosque. Palestinians here endure a lot. Checkpoints, house demolitions, evictions. But if anything happens to threaten the integrity of Al-Aqsa, that's when people act. What began as a threat by a hardline Jewish group to enter Al-Aqsa quickly evolves into running street battles. Police fire stun grenades. Palestinian teenagers reply with the only means they have. No one's allowed to enter the mosque, and for a while the only people coming out are the injured. Some are hurt by stun grenades or stones. Others are overcome by the heat or knocked down. This man showed us the marks where he says police beat him with batons.
One of the Israeli special forces, he hit me. Then I lost consciousness.
Clashes spread to Palestinian neighbourhoods around the old city. Here in Ras Al Amoud, police close in on some stone throwers. We watch as two teenagers are detained, scenes that are repeated all over East Jerusalem. Dozens of police in full riot gear for a couple of youths with some stones. On this occasion, police appear to have kept a lid on the situation. But in the past, clashes here have ignited violence across Israel and the West Bank. Al-Aqsa is a red line, Palestinians say, that Israel crosses at its peril.
Well, as is the status of East Jerusalem, Jackie, images like that do inflame Palestinian passions. They raise many questions across the Islamic world. And then, I suppose, the larger implications are people start to wonder, how do we move on any sort of peace process when this is happening as a ground reality?
Well, clearly it doesn't lay a very conducive background at a time when the United States is working very hard to try to restart talks between the Palestinians and the Israelis. But the particularly worrying thing about Al-Aqsa is we've seen it in the past on many occasions, that incidents that happen here, clashes that happen here, can have echoes, can have knock-on effects really throughout the region. If we think about the visit in 2000 to the Al-Aqsa compound by the then Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, how that sparked off the Second Intifada, a long period of violence in which dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people were either injured or killed, people who weren't actually involved in the initial clashes at Al-Aqsa, but it's really the ramifications and the way that the anger can spread and the implications can be very far-reaching. And that's why anything that happens here has to be regarded very seriously, not just on the basis of the violence that can happen here, injuries and arrests here, not even on the implications that it has for the atmosphere in Jerusalem and the future status of East Jerusalem, which is of course currently occupied by Israel. And with the, now we have a bit more action that's going on just at the moment, a bit more stone throwing. Maybe we spoke too soon when we said that it seemed to have abated pretty much from the day. We can actually see now the riot police at the wall there taking up position. It would appear that a few more stones have been thrown from the Palestinian side. And I have to say as well that as we've been here, we've noticed that the Israeli soldiers themselves are not above throwing the odd rock at the Palestinians either. So indeed, even as the day is coming to an end here, we can see the paramedics are here as well. it really does show you just how unpredictable the situation is around Al-Aqsa. We were talking before about the implications of how the ramifications can spread, how violence and anger can be played out and repeated in other parts of the region. But just here on the spot, the ability really for violence, anger to flare up again at any moment, even when people have gone home from prayers, even when everything seems to be pretty much finished for the day.
Well, therefore, the moment,
clearly
Jackie,
it's a situation we're going to have to keep monitoring and update as and when. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jackie. I'm sure you will keep us updated. Jackie Rowland there in Jerusalem. Thank you.